Hello and welcome to Self-Care Black Girls, a podcast where we relax, sip tea, and chat about bettering ourselves as black girls. I'm BB and I'll be helping guide you to make better choices in your daily lives. Hello and welcome back to my podcast. Before I get into this, no, we will not be having a tea this week. And I'm starting to think that maybe I should do 2 teas a month instead of trying to do the weekly teas because tea is very expensive and I'm in college and I can't afford to spend $3 to $7 on a box of tea. So we're gonna start doing monthly teas, and you can kind of see that since I started this volume that's kind of been what's going on, even though I said it was supposed to be a weekly tea. But yeah. So we don't have a tea this week, but it's fine. It's cool. It's okay. If you want to see the past teas that I've drunk in the months, I don't think I did one in August because it was literally on the last day of August. No, I don't think I did one in July because the volume came back literally the last day of July. But if you want to see the teas I drank in August, in September, and I think the beginning of this month, then let me know. And yeah. So today's episode is, kind of a chill, laid back one. I wanted to give you all a list of must-watch, or my favorite movies, my top 10 movies that maybe you all have heard of. Have not heard of, have seen, haven't seen. If you have, maybe you can agree with me on some of these. If you haven't, then what are you waiting for? You should go watch them. And on the blog, I will make sure to leave places that you can watch all of these movies and how much they'll cost if they're not free. So yeah, so let's get into it. We're gonna start at my top 10, and then we'll work our way down to my number 1 favorite movies that you all need to go watch or rewatch or whatever the case may be. So coming in at number 10 is Rush Hour. No specific one. They're all hilarious. I love Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. I am in tears at this all of the movies. In fact, I think tonight I'm gonna go and watch one of them. My favorite scene, and I forget which one this one came from, is when Chris Tucker was in the little I think it was an Asian spa, and he met you and me. That was that was a very funny scene, but you all need to go watch them, all of them. I think there's 3 or 4, I don't remember, but you need to go watch it. My number 9 is Shrek, the first one. This movie is, kind of near and dear to my heart. I've been watching it since I was a little girl, and if you ask my mom, I may have overplayed it just a little bit, but it's fine. It's funny. I love Donkey, and his relationship with Shrek and Princess Fiona is just a hot mess, but it's okay. So yeah, Shrek. My number 8 movie is The Little Mermaid. For those of you who don't know, because I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I am a huge Disney fanatic. Huge. And The Little Mermaid has always been one of my favorite movies. I know all the songs. And then recently, back in August, I learned Daughters of Triton. And if anybody knows this, could you please tell me which mermaid is the last 2? I forgot their names. What were the last 2? Adela and Alana, because the movie cuts the scene at at Athena, I believe. Oh no, Adela. It cuts the scene before it gets to to Alana and the other mermaid, the other sister, and I don't know which is which, but I really want to know. And I've tried Googling it, but I've seen pictures where one was Adela and one was Alana, and vice versa. So I'm not sure which one, but please, if anybody knows, let me know. But anyway, yes, I love The Little Mermaid. The storyline is okay, but one of my favorite songs off of there is Le Poisson. If you've seen the movie, then you know that's the scene where the chef was trying to cook Sebastian. But I love that movie. Another near and dear to my heart. My number 7 is Ricky Tikki Tavi, and my mom is an English teacher, and she had this movie because she has taught English for a very long time, and in social studies. So Ricky Tikki Tavi was a part of her English era, and I sat down and watched it one day, and I fell in love with it. If you haven't seen it or read it, I don't know what you're waiting for, but it's a really good movie. It's about a little mongoose and some snakes. So I do highly recommend. 10 out of 10. One of my favorite movies. Yeah. And then coming in at number 6 is the Angry Bird movie. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and this should have been further down, closer to number 10 is what I'm trying to get to. Even though it's number 6, it should have been closer to number 10. I really only watched this movie for one scene and one scene only. It's the scene after Red realizes that all the eggs on their little island have been stolen, and the little yellow one, I forgot what Chuck, I think. Is it Chuck? I think his name is Chuck. Anyway, you all need to go watch it. It's a really funny movie. I personally loved it. I watched it more times than I can count. So that says a lot. But it's a really good movie. Highly recommend. You should go watch it. Coming in at number 5. These movies here, I could not pick just one. But all of them, because I have read all 7 books and I have seen all 8 movies. Yes, 7 books, 8 movies, because they split the last movie into 2. And if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, it's the Harry Potter series. This series here. Okay, another disclaimer here. As I just mentioned, I read all 7 books and I've seen all the movies. One of them I've seen too many times. The second one, Chamber of Secrets, I've seen that movie too many times. I should know the script by now, but I don't, because I've seen it too many times. But I would highly, highly, highly recommend you read the books first and then watch the movies, because there are so many scenes that were cut out because the movie doesn't always match the book exactly. And with these Harry Potter movies, the movies are already like 2.5 hours long with all the cut scenes. So this movie would last a good 4 to 5 hours if they added all the cut scenes back. So I would definitely go read the books first. And I know from some of the movies, I think 2 or 3 of the movies, that some of the cut scenes were scenes that needed to be put in the movie to understand what was going on or how something happened. But I'm not a director, so. But yes, 10 out of 10. Really love these movies and the books. I actually am looking to purchase all of the books and eventually all the movies, because like I said, I prefer the books over the movies, but they are still pretty good. And I think I've been talking about this series for too long, so we're gonna move on. Number 4 is Dreamgirls. For those of you who don't know, this movie starred Beyonce, Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Hudson, and some other, actresses and actors. I know all the songs, most of them. I think there's 2 I don't know, but I know a majority of the songs, and the movie is just really good. The storyline is kind of sad, but it turns out okay in the end. I wouldn't say it turned out the best, but it turned out pretty good. One of my favorite characters is the one Eddie Murphy played. He was pretty funny. So, he ends up, anyway, I don't want to spoil it, but his character was really funny. And there was a lot of drama going on in this movie, so if you like drama, then you would really like this movie. It's a really good movie. Yeah. Okay, now here are my top 3 movies. Now, like I mentioned before, I am a huge Disney fanatic when it comes to princesses or just Disney in general. So don't be surprised when I tell you these next two movies are Disney movies. My number 3 is High School Musical 2. Now, before you all jump on me, I want to make this disclaimer. I have seen High School Musical, and I have seen High School Musical 2. Personally, I did not like High School Musical. Like, I understand a lot of things happen in it that were important to understand or to, get to know in High School Musical 2, but I just didn't like the first one. And then the last one, I really do love the last one, but I hate watching it because they graduate and it makes me cry, and I really love these movies. So, but the second one is my favorite one. So yeah, if pretty sure everybody's seen High School Musical, any of the three by now, and I know all the songs. Definitely know all the words to all the songs on High School Musical 2. I know most of them in 3, and like I said, I didn't watch the first one enough to learn all the words for that one, but yeah. It's a really good movie. I love it. That's all I have to say about that one. My number 2. Now, between my number 2 and my number 1, I had a hard time picking which one was going to take the number 1 spot, but I feel like this is a good position for both of them. My number 2 spot goes to The Princess and the Frog. If you all know the significance behind this movie, then you'll understand why it's my favorite, or at least half the reason why it's my favorite. The other reason is the characters in the movie were just so, the storyline was just so heart tugging. I loved it. The gators, the alligator story, the little firefly, oh, bless his little soul. The prince. I did feel sorry for the prince, just a little bit. Tiana, obviously, I was here for her and her situation. And can we talk about Tiana's friend? I don't want to talk too much, but she's a real one. I hope her and Tiana, were able to stay friends, because she was a real one for what she did. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much because that movie is really good. It has a really nice storyline. Highly suggest watching it. And then my number 1 is White Chicks. This movie, I am pretty sure, I'm almost positive I've seen this movie about 20 times. This is another one that I should know the script by now, but I don't, because I'm laughing and usually can't hear it. But I love this movie so much. The two Wayne brothers did an amazing job. I'm literally left in tears every time I watch this movie, like actual tears. Like I need tissue to wipe them away. Love that movie. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So yeah, those are my top 10 movies. If you all have any movie suggestions, let me know. I would love to watch them and, review them. So leave any movie suggestions in either the Facebook group or on this post on Instagram so I can go watch them. I have a lot of streaming services, so I'm pretty sure I should be able to find, one of them. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all go and watch a couple of these movies and, enjoy your October, the rest of your October week, because Halloween is coming up soon. So, yeah, thank you all so much for listening again, and I will see you all next week. Bye. Thanks for listening this week. If you have any questions, want to share a story, or be featured in our Q&As, send them to me at selfcarebgirl@gmail.com or submit them on my blog at selfcareblackgirls.com. While you're over there, subscribe and join so you never miss anything. Subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes to help spread the word. You can also donate one time or monthly by clicking on the Patreon link on my blog. There are rewards. Thanks again for listening, and don't forget to stay beautiful.